Hello everyone, welcome back to another Destiny 2 video. Today we are talking about crafting and whatnot. So I don't want to make this video too much of like me complaining about an issue. I just want to sit here and talk about some facts that really annoy me when it comes to Ascendant Alloys. Because man, there's an issue. So if you're curious as to how many crafted weapons there are in Destiny 2, well, don't worry, I did the math for you. So, right now in Destiny 2, there are 128 craftable weapons excluding exotic weapons. And the main reason we're here today is to discuss why that is an issue for the player base and just the economy of crafting in general. This isn't something new. This is an issue that has existed since Lightfall, really, because there were other ways to get these Ascendant Alloys last year. In fact, you could get them from seasonal activities themselves, which was really nice, and hopefully that's something Bungie will add back. If you remember, in Season of the Haunted, you could get it from doing the activity on the Castellum. I forget what that activity's name was, but people who played it, you remember. It was actually a pretty consistent shot, at least it felt like it was, to get these Ascendant Alloys, but now there's only a few ways we can get them. We can get them from ranking up with Banshee, the seasonal vendors. We can also get them once a week from Raoul, and we can also get 2 from the Battle Pass. But if you did your math, well, it really means we can't get that many per season unless we really grind the weekly mission playlist, or if we really just try to rank up Banshee and the seasonal vendor as much as possible. And that's a little, like, even for the most players who have the 1% that have a crap ton of time, not everyone does that. And certainly people who don't have that time will not do that. So therein lies the issue. It would be cool if there was a way to increase the amount you can get per season, because you should be able to get all of the Ascendant Alloys you need to craft every single weapon in a year. At least that's what I think. Some people might think differently. I don't know how easy it is to do this. It seems like it would be easy from Bungie's perspective, but I don't know. Something I had in mind was for each week of seasonal challenges that you complete, you get 1. Right now there's 8 weeks, and usually there's 9 or 10 weeks, which means that you could have a shot at 10 more Ascendant Alloys if you complete all of those seasonal challenges, and it gives you somewhat of an incentive to complete those challenges beyond the 72 that you need to get the large pile of Bright Dust. Just as long as there's no Gambit seasonal challenges, I think that's an agreeable solution that the community and Bungie could get behind. Now, we just need the execution of something like that. Also, maybe a chance to get them at the end of like GMs or trials or competitive matches. Maybe you can get them in raid encounters at the end, or maybe you can get them in master raid encounters, which would be another reason to do master, right? I mean, there's so many things that Bungie could do to increase the amount you can get, or just the ways you can get them. They could always put a cap on how many you can get per week if they're afraid of people getting too many too quickly, but I don't think that would ever be an issue for anybody. So, you know, especially with the way like enhancement cores and legendary shards are for some people. For some people, they have like 500,000 legendary shards and 10,000 enhancement cores. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here with like my 200 enhancement cores and my 5,000 legendary shards, and I'm just like, how is that even possible? And I know what you're saying. You're like, how do you have that little? Well, it's just the way it is for me, okay? That's it. I even cleaned out my vault recently, right? I had like 500 items in there. I'm down to about 350-ish now, and it did help. You know, I got like 200 enhancement cores and a decent amount of legendary shards. But even then, you know, I'm not even close to the amount that some of my friends have, who just either, used some kind of exploit, or they just farmed something back in the day that gave them an exorbitant amount of currency. And that's where the discrepancy lies with a lot of this stuff, because some people just have a lot from farming one thing that was either a glitch or extremely easy to farm at a certain time, and everyone else is just poor. That isn't what Ascendant Alloys suffer from. Ascendant Alloys suffer from, you just can't really get them from anywhere except these 4 specific things, and even then for, you know, the missions, right, which is the most consistent way, there's still just a chance, right? So hopefully Bungie does something for this. I don't really know if they will, and if they don't, it's not the end of the world, because let's remember, there are 128 craftable weapons in the game, of course, again, excluding exotics. But not everyone is going to craft every single one of them. People might want to, and they might want to try, and that's why this shouldn't be an issue. But at the end of the day, at least it's not that big of a deal, because not all of the craftable weapons are worthwhile. So, you know, let's say you only craft 70 out of the 128. You don't need as many Ascendant Alloys. You only need 140, which is a lot more manageable than 256. So, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts down below. Like the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you'd like to see some more content. And I'll see you guys in the next one.